All right, good evening. So I'm gonna go and get started, I guess. Yesterday I was starting to build one of these Elegoo Smart Robot Car Kit 3.0 Plus. They just like to add a lot of names to this, but I think this is a really cool kit because it's really simple. It's based on Arduino, and let's see. Let's go over what it is. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to put them in the chat. We got a app. It's kind of an app that will connect by Bluetooth. It does some line tracking. It does obstacle avoidance, and it's got an IR remote control, which is pretty useful. Let's see. So it calls itself the Elegoo Smart Robot Car 3.0 Plus. Is an educational kit based on an Arduino platform for 13 years old and above. Thankfully, I'm older than 13. Where you can learn programming, electronics, and robotics knowledge and get hands-on experiences. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see. Distributor, Hong Kong Elegoo Technology Limited. Out of Shenzhen, China. So much stuff comes from there. Got a full list of parts on the back. Let's see. Got an Elegoo R3, which I think is just an Arduino clone. So it's all open sourced, so it's really good to, it's the Arduino folks give their plans away to anybody, and if you had a factory yourself, you could build your own Arduino in a factory. Let's see. You could just use a normal Arduino. It says it's got an infrared photoelectric sensor and an ultrasonic sensor. Motor is your output. Just runs off of a 7.4 volt lithium battery. And it says it'll last for 2 hours in line tracking mode, which is pretty impressive. Infrared photoelectronic sensor and ultrasonic sensor for range finding. DC geared motor, USB port, I/O ports. Yeah, and it's not too heavy. It's almost 2 pounds, I think. So let's see. So yesterday I started building it and got part of the chassis done. So what do we got here? Let's see. It wasn't all these little boxes. Obviously some of this I've already put together. PVC tape. There's your battery. Let's see. Got some parts here. I should probably find the instructions. Where did I put these instructions? There we go. So this is where I am. I'm on step 4. So I need to... Am I on step 4? Yeah. I need to find this L298N thing and attach it to one of these chassis pieces. So these are just acrylic pieces that they provided, which form the chassis of this thing. This one I don't need right now. Hex head screwdriver, pretty convenient. But they provided some tools to put it together. All kinds of little bags of parts here, but I really need the chassis. I guess kind of looks like a Batman logo. And then it says I need something for I need the L298, which I think is this. That looks correct. Okay. And then that's not the right the right bag here, so let's find that. Okay. I think that was what I opened up yesterday. So I think those were the parts I needed. All right, so let's get building again. Oh, do I need a screwdriver? Oh. Here are my other screwdrivers. So I got a normal Phillips and a smaller Phillips. Kind of cute. So I need these hex socket screws and the nuts, and these, calling them separation shims. I guess that works. So it says pay attention to the direction of the module. Okay. It looks like it's saying that. I'm not sure why I need to pay too much attention. I guess if I screw it up, I'll find out later. All right, so screws go in from the top through one of these shims, and then that all should go right through the top here, something like that, and I'll just put a nut on there. So let me get all these screws through the top of this thing and get it all mounted. Hey John, thanks for watching me do this crazy stuff. I hope that classes today weren't too crazy. Okay. Now let's see if I can get this all together without my screws, well, without everything falling back off. So my spacers here fell back off. So let's see. Oh, here's my spacer. All right. I guess maybe let's use gravity and do this sideways. Ah! This is not working. Ah! And it totally fell apart. Yeah, I didn't practice any of this. This is just me goofing around on this robot. Using the instructions. Of course I'm using the instructions. I've got no plans otherwise. I'm not an extrovert. I don't have like stories floating around in my head all the time. Well, I guess I do too, but just nothing that I would want to express to people most of the time. Just mathematical equations or something like that. All right, let's try it this way. Okay. All right. Yeah, I should actually try to script stuff for myself. If I actually want to be a podcaster, or, a live streamer, I don't know. Maybe I should do something more interesting. Let's see. Come up with like a basic script for myself. Maybe that's the introvert way of doing things. All right, I think I got all these things on. Now I just need, that's another thing I didn't get. Yesterday I realized I probably would need some kind of like pliers to hold that nut on the other side, but as I tighten it, but that's okay. It's tight enough. Maybe some Loctite would do good here, so it doesn't rattle apart as it drives around. All right, there we go. And then we get to do some real fun stuff. We just plug stuff in. So let's see. Does it matter how I plug this in? I suppose not. All right. Plug. Plug, there we go. Plug, and plug that in. My fat finger's getting in the way. But I think that's it for step 4. So actually, what do we do? So this looks like some kind of motor controller. Here are your motors. There's the plugs to drive them. Couple capacitors. I don't know so much what those capacitors are going to be doing, but there's definitely something providing power, and it's connected to a heat sink. So I'm going to say this is the motor controller. And it probably puts off a little bit of heat. Not enough for a fan, but definitely enough to need a heat sink. Got some, I don't know what those things are. I'm not an electronics nerd. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's move on to step 5. Okay, we need now some, let's see, the line tracking module. Is this ePromptus build? I'm not sure exactly what an ePromptus build is. I just bought this kit off of Amazon for $70 to go and see what, just to have something fun to do a live stream. So I'm just, it's, they call it a Smart Robot Car Kit 3.0 Plus. So that's what I'm building. All right, let's find the line tracking module and the line tracking hardware. Line tracking, that looks right. And now I gotta go through the box of electronics here. What do we have? Oh, so I mistakenly opened the Arduino Uno clone yesterday, so that's it. Looks like any old normal Arduino. Get back to that guy later. Okay, so this line tracking module kind of looks like that. So I gotta find something like, it's not that guy. I guess that's it. That looks about right. Okay. So let's see. So then I need to take this out of the bag. Yeah, Mr. Berth, I'm glad we're still trying to do robotics this year. I will call this a success this year if we get anything built. All right, so so they want me to turn this upside down and put these copper cylinder thingies on there, and then they want me to put a nut on the bottom side, well, which is actually the top side, and then stick it on underneath? Like that? Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because it's a line tracking module. It should be pointing light. These look like LEDs. They should be pointing light at the ground. Okay, that makes sense. All right, let's do that. So let's rip open our bag of parts here. Let's start putting this guy together. So okay, the big end goes on the bottom, that side, the flat side, and then put the nut on the top side. And like I said, I really should have thought to get another, like some kind of pliers to hold that nut in place so I can tighten this better. Oh, wait, is it? Oh, yeah, okay. So this is, it's threaded inside, so I can't actually tighten it that way. Hey, Lizzie. Oh, yeah, and I should probably say hi to the folks in the chat. So, hey, Lizzie. Hey, Sokum. Hey, Chandy. Let's see. So, yeah, we should get some kits like this so we can go and distribute them to Robotics Club folks. So, of course, we have to make sure we trust you guys, like make you sign a statement or something saying you promise to bring it back, or I don't know. What's the punishment nowadays? Would make it so you can't graduate until you bring it back? That's terrible. Might even remember the alumni if we get addresses. We love our alumni. We really are appreciative of the alumni who are contributing to the group, even though they really have absolutely no reason to do it. Oh yeah, we could do some kind of competition with our robots here, with our kits. We could do that. Why not? Okay, so I got my gold, silk, copper, whatever standoff thingies. This is not the way you would use these standoffs if you were building a computer. They often give you these kind of gold-colored standoffs, and that is not the way you would mount them. I mean, they would go into the case normally, and then you would screw in from the top. But it's a creative use of parts. Let's put it that way. Okay, so I got these screws like that. Of course, I'm not keeping it in frame. Maybe I should get a vise. That would be smart. If I had a vise, that way it'd be easier for me to hold this. And I'd have another set of hands. Now, of course, I'm tightening this. I really should not tighten it all the way until I get all the screws in, because sometimes things just don't line up quite right. And if you tighten things down all the way when they're not when you don't have all the screws in, you can really stress the material and break things or get things badly out of alignment. I mean, and this stuff can be, obviously this is just metal on plastic and it's low stress, but if you were actually like working on something that really, it was important to make sure everything was stressed evenly, you would have to follow some kind of good procedure to make sure that happens. For example, if you're building an engine, you've got like big flat pieces. You've got like an engine head that goes on the engine block, and if you don't tighten that down in the right sequence, you can really mess up the seal, and that is bad. So kits with an extra basic tool bag. Yeah, we could probably do something like that. Hey Rojo, what does this robot do? Well, let's see. We can go and talk about what this does. Let's recall back to before. This is a Elegoo. I guess they spell it Elegoo, but here it's kind of like an infinity mark. It's a smart robot car kit. It does. You can control it with an iOS or Android app using Bluetooth. It's got line tracking. It can do obstacle avoidance with some kind of sonar detector, and you can control it with an IR remote. So it's kind of cool. And then, of course, because it's Arduino, you can make it do whatever the heck you want it to do. All right, step 6. We have 3 of these screws. Okay, so we need the screws, the shims, and the nuts from the bag labeled 4Uno L298N. So I think that was what I was left with from before, because this was the L298N, right? And then this bag had some extra parts in it. So I need to bring back my Arduino. Of course, I keep calling it Arduino. Arduino is copyright of the Arduino company, and this is not technically an Arduino because you can't call it that. But you can call it an Elegoo Uno R3. So there we go. So then I need an I/O expansion board, and I believe this is it. Let me see. That looks correct. You got your line of red thing here, your line of yellow, and all your things. That looks correct. And then your Bluetooth module. That looks like a Bluetooth module. All right. And then the top side of the acrylic chassis. That's a nice acrylic chassis. Of course, London got to see me peeling off all the covering for the acrylic. Yeah, they had to. It came with a acrylic well, some kind of paper layer on top. I guess that's when you cut it, it won't chip. So let's do this. So let's see. Yeah, these would be great for showing off what the Robotics Club can do at events. I think this is, one nice thing about this is maybe it's a little bit more modern than Lego Mindstorms. I mean, Mindstorms is great and all, but like if you want to be like on the cutting edge of like what your hobbyist robotics person can do, I think Arduino is pretty much it, right? Okay, step 6. So that was just the parts for step 6. What's the actual steps? Oh, no, that's not. No, step 6 was just finding the parts. Step 7 is here. Okay, let's mount the Arduino. It only has 3 holes then. And that mounts like this. So I guess this is directional. So, because obviously this is not symmetrical. So I think I've got the wrong side. Oh no, that's the back side. I had the right side. All right. And I don't think I need this at the moment. So let's do this kind of like I did for the motor driver module and try to get all these screws in and spacers in without it falling apart. Okay, now I'm trying to think. I've got 4 holes, but only 3 holes that I need to attach to. So it looks like I'm putting a screw in here. It's that guy. Here, that's that guy. And here, that's that guy, and this one's empty. Okay. Okay, that looks correct. So let's put our nylon spacers here. Of course, they fall off because they're slippery. Now, of course, you could put like, you could do this, you could probably put this together a slightly different way, in a slightly different order. Maybe that would be easier. Maybe I do need to do that. This is annoying. Actually, let me do this upside down. Hold this like that. Put this like that. Okay. This is definitely not the easiest way to do this. I should probably have figured something else out. But I'm in. All right. Now let's start putting some nuts on the other side. Come on. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. And then just need to tighten those guys down. Get my nice hex head screwdriver, conveniently provided with the kit. I don't even know what size this is. I guess it should be a M3, right? A M3. Okay. Of course, trying to make sure that I don't like miss the screw head and scratch the surface of this beautiful board. All right, that's step 7. Okay. What's next? Okay, so Arduino is also nice because you can do things like shields, and they call them shields. Basically, these things, what do you call them? Connectors. The Arduino standard has them all in the same spot for everything. So as long as you follow the exact same standard, you can easily manufacture another board that fits right on top of the Arduino. Oh, come on. And plugs right in. So you see these pins here, these little pins along the side, they're designed that you can just kind of drop this board in and it'll be held on just by those pins. And the pins will provide power. As you can see, there's a little, there's some descriptions of what these pins do. And if I got focus, it says power. And what is that? Analog I/O, digital I/O. And then we can communicate with the board as well. So just do something like that. Do I have this on right? Okay, and I do need to make sure it's all the way at the end. So then I just press down. And there we go. And other kits have them where you can like stack them even taller. But this is all we're doing for here. So there we go. And everything's actually quite nicely labeled. So you can figure out what all of those pins do. Okay. Step 9. So that's we need the 1 and 2 from the box labeled 4-cell box tires. Okay. Now why did they need me to get the Bluetooth thing? Did I miss a step? Oh yeah, I did. I missed the part in step 8 where I'm supposed to attach the Bluetooth module. So let's do that. Someone, I guess, actually had to kind of engineer this, because this is a lot of stuff going on here. So let's see. Where is our Bluetooth connector? Now it says Bluetooth right here. So it can only connect one way, it looks like. So you can see it says Bluetooth. And there we go. And that's how you connect using Bluetooth. Now we can do step 9. So we need this battery box, and then the bag labeled 4-cell box tires. Okay. Okay, now I've mixed the trash with the good stuff, so let's see. Probably try and get all that stuff separated. 4-cell box tires. And while I'm at it, let me pull out the non-trash from the trash. Well, I'll leave it for now. Okay. Step 10. Now I need to attach the battery. Where does the battery go? The battery should go on this side. I guess mounted through those holes. And they wanted me to use these guys with these nuts. All right, easy peasy. Just need to put this here, put the screw through here. Okay, screw through there, screw through there, and then I can do some nuts on the other side. So, anyone have anything good for dinner tonight? Let's see, I had some Indian food from a great place near me. Now let's just tighten these screws up. Okay. And that's that. Oh, and plug it in. So they give us a place to plug it in right here. Okay, not too bad. So then it says there's, on this battery box, there's a power switch, off, on, status indicator, lights in green when charging, it will be turned off when fully charged, and it's a USB charging interface right there. I guess, yeah, that's your light. So let's test that out. Got a headphone charger here. Right, where'd my... I don't have one within arm's reach. Let's see. So I see Socom asks, is Arduino better than Raspberry Pi? Is it better? For this application, I think it's probably better, right? Raspberry Pi is like a full like computer, right? So you can do a lot more with it. Like if you're doing you know, multi-threading and stuff like that. I mean, you can run Linux on it. It's got a lot of power. You know, with a lot of power, you know, it increases the complexity, and it's just not designed to do quite the same stuff that an Arduino is. An Arduino is simpler. It's also less capable, a lot less capable, but I would expect it's probably, you know, cheaper as well. So, but then again, I haven't really messed with either of them a ton. So, you know, I suppose you can do a lot of the same stuff that with a Pi than that you would do with an Arduino. I just have never tried to do that. All right, step 11. So we need stuff from the bag labeled for ultrasonic, which is not that one. That does not look like ultrasonic. How about for ultrasonic? There we go. And we need the servo thingy-majigger and our ultrasonic sensor. Okay, so I guess it's telling us that we need to stick this guy on here. Okay. Let's get our screws from the bag here. These are tiny screws. And nuts, oh my god. What is going on here? How are my fat adult hands going to be able to assemble this? I guess you do need to be 13 years old in order to put this together. But this goes on this side. Yeah. Yes, okay. And then we need these tiny little screws to go here. I should get like some needle nose pliers just so I can get these tiny pieces in the right spot. I'm doing this right? Okay. All right. So the screws are in. Now I gotta get the nuts on the back sides. They're so tiny. Oh, I just lost one on the floor. It's never coming back, is it? I think they did give me an extra because they assumed that I would lose at least one of these on the floor. All right. These are so tiny. Yeah, I need a small vise or something with like little hands. I don't know, it's almost like I'm making a watch. Like a watchmaker's kit. All right, and now I use a tiny screwdriver to tighten these guys down. Okay. Thankfully, they don't really need to be tight, or that tight. Okay. So that's the servo controller, because I guess this is going to pivot from side to side. And where do I put this? I put this on the, I need the dead plate now. Okay, let's find our dead plate. There we go. Do some more peeling. Got this kind of paper-like substance, just I guess to protect the acrylic. Oh, if I can get a grip on it. This is not cooperating. Okay, there we go. I think I got a corner. All right, got one side. Okay. Let's try this other side as I ruin my fingernail. Okay, got another corner. All right, so what do I do with this thing? Take this and doesn't matter which side. Okay, I gotta thread the wire through the dead plate. Put it like that. And like I said, does it matter which side? And that looks correct. Okay, let's go. Let's go with that. So I need some of these cross screws. So are these, do I need the tiny ones or the slightly larger ones? So that fits loosely in the hole, so I think I need the slightly larger ones. Wait, I should probably actually figure out, I should probably figure out what these guys are. Okay. I think this is the right size one. Oh, and of course I put it on the wrong way around. Once again, tiny screws. I need some needle nose pliers to handle these. Okay. All right, so I got the dead plate on, and then what's next? And let's see, stick the wire. Let's see, wait, okay, so I gotta mount this guy. This mounts up here. Okay, so this wire threads through the hole here. And then threads back up through this hole and plugs into here, the part marked servo, and it's putting the yellow wire closest to me, so I'm going to plug it in that way. Okay, perfect. And then of course I have to mount it. So let's drop in some screws so I can hold it in place. And put some nuts on the back sides. And then tighten it down. It's in the way. Gently move it out of the way. All right. So I think that's our step 13. Step 14, we need a ultrasonic wire cable. And we have a bag of cables. So let's find our cable and plug it in. All right, what's what? They're all the different plug size, so I guess it shouldn't be that hard to find the right one. So it says it's a 1x4P, so it should be pretty easy to. It's the 4-wire one, I guess. Now let's find that plug. That looks like the right size. And plug it in gently to our ultrasonic sensor. Okay, and it's coming together. And we're halfway through the booklet. Okay, I guess now we got to connect the two sides together. So let's put our cables away first of all. We don't need those right now, and this is junk. So I need some more hardware. Where's my hardware? There we go. Got these nice big standoffs. Okay, so starting with the motor side, so we could set this guy aside for the moment, bring back our motors. This is the bottom side, of course. So we need to put in a screw and put in a standoff and screw it on. And then tighten that down. And voila. And you can see that will keep the two sides separate. Give you plenty of space to have stuff like our motor controller and our motors. So let's do this 6 more times. And drop a screw somewhere to land to parts unknown. I think they did give me an extra, so I probably don't have to hunt for it down on the floor. So yeah, in these boring, repetitive parts, I should probably have something to jabber about. I guess I don't really have a lot to jabber about. Let's see. Like I said yesterday to London, I'm kind of being inspired a bit by this guy named Scott Manley. He's been doing like videos and live streams about Kerbal Space Program for years now, and I guess I've only really just recently gotten into watching his stuff. But I think his videos are really, I mean, they're fun. I mean, I've gotten into Kerbal Space Program recently, and they're really fun and interesting. And he's like, well, how can I do this crazy thing. Can I make a skateboard that flies through the air? Could I land some ridiculous craft on the moon, on the Kerbal version of the moon? Hey Chandy, let's see, how is autocross and stuff going? Well, for me, autocross isn't going. They had to cancel all of them this year, even though I suppose it wouldn't be that hard to socially distance it, but they just decided to cancel all of them, so that's not going. So I've been working on my house and trying to figure out how to help the robotics club out. So I painted my railing, which doesn't sound exciting at all, but you know, it's what you do when you get old. All right, let's see. What else have I been doing this summer? I don't know, I can't think of it. All right, so let's see. Now we need to connect that, I guess that LN or L298 to the expansion board. Doesn't want me to connect the two sides yet, so I'm just going to, so it's saying basically just place one over top of the other, kind of like that, and then find a wire. Where's my wires? And do this. So that's the 2-wire cable. It wants me to stick that guy in here. Okay. And put this through. Make sure I get the wire through the top hole. And plug it in up here. Okay, that's good. You know, let's see, what did I do? I did do some things like, I was trying to get into iRacing more. So obviously that's not autocross. In case anyone's not aware, autocross is you set up cones in a parking lot and drive around as fast as you can. And it's timed and it's fun because you can take your old street car or do whatever you want, and it's not going to hurt your car. You're not going to get above highway speeds. And it's a nice, fun car competition. But then, I did do iRacing for a bit, which is like online racing with realistic cars on realistic tracks using realistic rules, which is pretty fun too. I should pick that up again. I guess it's all about finding time, right? Okay, so let's see. We've got another cable here. I guess that's the 6 conductor cable. Is it this one? Or that's 5. Help if I can count. All right, so let's plug this guy up here. So this one says it's labeled as L298N control. So I guess this is the controller cable for the motor controller. And that just goes right through here, plugs in down here. So the nice thing about these cables, of course, is that they're keyed and they're all the different sizes, so you can't really screw it up. So just the plugs won't fit where they're not supposed to go. Okay. Step 18. That has to go, where does that go? Oh, I guess that goes, Do I have this slightly backwards then? Because I'm supposed to be able to get this cable from here, which is the line tracking connector, all the way to the line tracking module, which unhelpfully is over here. So I think I need to turn this guy around. Now, can I just do this, perhaps? I think I can. So let's do that. Then I can go through this other hole. So I went through one hole. I'll go through this other hole. Now it's turning into a mess of wires. Now it's looking like a proper robot. Okay, and down to my line tracking module, where I can plug this in. And I think that is that. All right. Let's get to step 19. So now we're connect the two halves together. And we're running out of parts, which is always a positive. Okay, so let's get some screws in here. Oh, yes. Oh no, you're right. It's not a real robot because there's no zip ties yet. Or duct tape. No, of course. Or wood, right? Hey, if Elon Musk can go and put like fake wood trim as an essential tie-down component of his Model 3, then we can put wood on our robot. There's no shame in that. Okay, and it looks like one of the screws, oh no, I do have enough screws. Oh no, I don't. So I got 5 screws in, and I think the 6th one is on the floor. So I'll put that one in later. It's not really essential, right? Okay. Oh, we probably need wheels. All right, so let's do that. Let's get some more hardware. We got some... Okay, so we got one more box inside our box. So that's your remote controller. Not quite ready for that yet. That's your USB charger. I guess I should probably break that out. And we got some wheels. It's 5 out of 6 passing. I don't know. This is public school, right? That'll fly. Where's my other screws? Wait. So I need the. What are these screws? These really long screws. Oh. Okay. I think these are the screws that I need. I'm missing. Where'd that one? I think I may have lost one. Whoops. Let's see if I can get these wheels on. Okay. They do seem to snap on, so even if I lost one, I think I can drive it for a bit and not worry about the wheel just simply falling off. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about screwing these on because if I snap them on, they hold on pretty well. I just want to drive it. Let's drive this thing. Hopefully this battery has some charge on it. Come on. They're keyed, so I can only put them on, well, 2 ways. Okay. And anything else for me to do? That was step 20. And it wants me to update the program. We have already uploaded programs onto the robot car, so you can skip this step. Yep, we're going to skip this step. All right, let's see what we got. Let's hope there's some charge. I got some plastic here to remove to allow this battery to contact. And we got a switch here. All right, on. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see what happens. Whoa, boy. Okay, I should probably learn how to drive this thing. Let's see. Forward, back, left, right, and Is there a stop? I don't see a stop button. Okay. All right, it stopped working. What's wrong? What did I? Okay, it just drives for a set distance, it looks like. Okay. I think this is the IR sensor. Because there's, yeah, that's what it says. Infrared sensor right here. And I saw a little light blinking every time I pressed the button. So there we go. How's that? Although I think I've got this thing assembled slightly backwards. Because every time I press forward, it seems to go backwards. Well, it's most of the way there. That's pretty cool. How about that? Well, I think that's it for me tonight. That's a pretty cool little robot here. I'll work on it a little bit more and get it put together. Let's see what else I can do with it. It says it's got a obstacle avoidance mode here. And if I hit key 2, it'll start moving forward automatically, and if there's any obstacles, it will make a turn. So let's try that. Well, that didn't quite work the right way, but okay. All right, I think that's pretty cool. Can I give a summary of what I did? I mean, what did I do? I read the instructions and I built the robot. I don't think I did anything too crazy. I took this, started with the step 1 pretty much, and just followed the steps to build this $70 Elegoo robot. What the robot components are. Let's see, what are the robot components? Let's see. So this was what kit was this? This is the Elegoo Smart Robot Car Kit 3.0 Plus. And it's based on Arduino with open source, it's open source parts like I said. You build it yourself. Actually, it's a pretty good sized battery, 400 milliamp hour. You charge it by USB, a micro USB, I think. It comes out of the box with line tracking, and you saw the line tracking module from the bottom here. You've got obstacle avoidance, and I did a quick little demonstration of that obstacle avoidance, and that was kind of interesting how it was moving the sensor around to see where the obstacles were. I want to look at that code, and maybe I'll do that in the next live stream. Infrared control. Obviously, this is pretty sophisticated with an infrared remote. So it's listening to this remote, and I can install a smartphone app on here on my phone and control it that way too. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's see, and motors and wheels. I mean, it came with everything. I didn't even need to supply tools. They gave me all the tools I needed pretty much, which is nice. It's nice, when they do that. I mean, it's like a full IKEA, put your robot together kit. Maybe they should sell it at IKEA. It's got everything you need. That's pretty neat. Well, I think I'll go play with my toy a little bit more. Maybe go and fix the direction of my motors. That's boring stuff. But cool. Thank you guys. This is really a fun little thing. So I hope you guys all have a great night, and well, I'll do this another night.